HarperCollins and Harper Audio present The Black Slide by J.W. Ocker. Performed by Ramon Ocampo. To Hazel Lenore, who took on the black slide and escaped with only a broken foot. The playground was an immense iron industry, whose sole products were pain, sadism, and sorrow. The Playground, Ray Bradbury. Chapter 1. It didn't look safe. The black slide appeared on the playground of Oshawa Elementary on a clear day in late September. Griffin Birch was the first to see it. His desk was near the back window of the torture chamber, so he had the best view of the playground. And that was too bad. The torture chamber was the nickname of the fifth-grade classroom, or one of the fifth-grade classrooms. Oshawa Elementary had 4. Plus 4 third-grade classrooms, 3 second-grade classrooms, 5 first-grade classrooms, and 2 kindergartens. But only one classroom in the entire school had a nickname. A new fifth-grader wouldn't find that nickname printed on the door or written in rainbow markers on the whiteboard, no. It would be whispered to them by another student at a lunch table or at the back of a school bus. The torture chamber was the only classroom in the entire school with a view of the playground. Students had to sit and do math and learn grammar and take tests while the freedom and joy of that outside world tempted and distracted them. It was worse during recess for the younger grades. The fifth graders in the torture chamber had to watch other kids running and screaming and sliding and swinging and spinning and climbing while they sat and did math and learned grammar and took tests. It was, as the name suggests, torture. Griffin had been thinking about his dad when he noticed the new slide. He was often thinking about his dad, who had been gone for 6 months. The first 6 months of forever, Griffin hoped. But he felt bad for hoping that. And he felt sad for his mom. "Griffin Birch! Eyes on your quiz or I'll stick you to the whiteboard." Griffin jumped, tearing his gaze from the black slide to the white paper on his brown desk. Mrs. Pitts was a tall woman. She had other features, but tall was what you noticed when you saw her, especially when she loomed over your desk. She was also mean, like she took the nickname of the classroom seriously. She reminded Griffin of West Quoddy Head Lighthouse, especially when she wore red and white, and the lenses of her large glasses caught the light and hid her eyes. He'd seen the red and white striped lighthouse during a family vacation to Maine 2 years before. Despite its name, it stood at the easternmost point in the United States. He had clambered out on the rocks beyond the lighthouse while the Atlantic threw great nets of spray at him, salting his lips and dampening his hair. His dad yelled to him that nobody was farther east in the entire world than Griffin at that exact moment. Griffin knew he meant country, though. That was one of the few good memories of his dad that he had. And even then, his dad had tried to peg him with a half-filled soda can from the shore. His dad was also mean. "Every year I want to cover those windows," said Mrs. Pitts. "But every year Principal Simmons says I can't. She says students need sunlight to grow. You know what I say to that, Griffin Birch?" She lowered her eyes behind her glasses enough to catch him in her lighthouse beam. "I tell her I can grow mushrooms." Laila Davis turned slightly from her desk in front of Griffin's to give him a quick, "Be careful" look with the side of her face that Griffin could read as easily as if it were printed on the back of her shirt.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?